We have is a chapter 10 of class 11th political science book, political theory. First question is, what do you understand by the term development? विकास से आप क्या समझते हैं? Would all sections of society benefit from such a definition of development? और क्या उससे समाज के सारे सेक्शंस, सारे जो तबके हैं उनका भला होता है? So answer would be, development is a process that ensures good quality of life to all the people in terms of happiness, harmony and satisfaction of essential needs. विकास उस प्रक्रिया को कहते हैं जिसमें सारे लोगों को उनकी हैप्पीनेस, हारमोनी और सेटिस्फैक्शन व उनकी जो भी एसेंशियल नीड्स हैं और उनके जीवन की गुणवत्ता में ऊंचाई को इंश्योर हो. It is related to improvement, progress and aspiration of the people. This definition of development would benefit all the sections of society as it shows the basic need approach. It allows more people to make meaningful choices, and the precondition for this is the fulfillment of basic needs like food, education, health and sector. तो किसी भी सोसाइटी में रहने वाले लोगों की जब बेसिक नीड्स जिसमें खाना, शिक्षा, स्वास्थ्य व रहने के लिए छत यह पूरी हो जाए, उसके बाद उसमें इम्प्रूवमेंट होती रहे, प्रोग्रेस दिखे उनकी इच्छाओं में, वह लोग एक अपने फ़ायदे के लिए अपनी जो चॉइसेस हैं वे लें. लेकिन इसकी सबसे बेसिक कंडीशन है कि सभी का विकास हो व जो भी बेसिक फैसिलिटीज़ हैं वो सभी के पास हो. द प्रीवियस कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ डेवलपमेंट दैट वेर बेस्ड ऑन ओनली इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ हैव नॉट बीन बेनिफिशियल फॉर पुअर पीपल एंड एनवायरनमेंट that have resulted in a wide gap between rich and poor and a balanced ecology. Therefore, a definition that aims towards improving the quality of people's life would justify the essence of development. So this definition is better than the previous one where there was only economic aspect, not the other aspects like happiness, harmony, satisfaction in a society. The second question, where we have discussed some of the social and ecological cost of the kind of development which has been pursued in most countries. So discuss some of the social and ecological cost of development. So social cost of development. A large number of people have been displaced from their homes and localities due to industrialization. Heavy industrialization have been done. People were displaced due to construction activities, for example dam construction for the electricity generation, and several examples may be there. Displacement caused loss of livelihood and encouraged impoverishment along with destruction of local culture and the community life. Now the people are displaced, their culture, their local traditions, all those almost vanishes because now they will be displaced to different different places across the country. Displacement of rural agriculture communities has resulted in increased number of urban and rural poor and has brought them into the category of marginalized people. Development is responsible for many struggles and social disorganizations. This could also have resulted our environment to pay cost of our development, as the present model of development is dependent upon increasing use of energy and it is a major cause of environmental degradation. As we all know that while measuring the country or nation development, we also see the energy consumption of the country. So consumption of fossil fuels to meet energy requirement is also a major cause of pollution as well as depletion of natural resources that results to global warming due to emission of pollutant gases from industries. Icebergs of polar regions are melting down due to global warming. This would cause flooding and submerging of low-lying areas like Bangladesh and Maldives. Now, development projects have resulted in deforestation, which has created the problem of greenhouse effect, scarcity of firewood, medicine herbs and food that affect at the end of the poor people. Rivers, ponds, they are dried up. The level of groundwater has increased. These are the consequences. These are the cost of our social and ecological cost of doing the development what we consider is good for us actually. Question 3 we have, what are some of the new claims for rights which the process of development has generated? So new claims for rights have been generated by the process of development are: number 1, protection of people affected by development from the state and the society as a whole. The right of people to be consulted about decisions that affect their life. People should be consulted at the end, because ultimately they are the ones who are affected the most. The right of the people to be consulted about decisions that affect their life, right? The right of the livelihood of people when their regular livable activities are threatened by developmental activities. Then the right of communities, particularly tribal and aboriginal, to use their natural resources. It will be done. Right now we would be seeing the Ladakh issue, right, where the local people do not want the development to be happened, because ultimately their loss is there, and the benefit, the ecological cost will be much to the local people, because they are ultimately living at the place. So the concerns, their consent should be taken, rights of future generation to the resources that are common to the entire humanity. So these are the new claims for rights for the new development, right? Question 4: what would be the advantage of democracy over the forms of government for ensuring that the decisions regarding development are made to promote the common good? So talking about the advantages, first, democratic government ensure that decisions regarding development are taken while keeping the common interest of people in concern and respecting the rights of all. Conflicts over resources and different versions of the good life are resolved through debate in a democracy, and these cannot be imposed from higher authority. If the nation is not democratic, then the decision will come from only one center of the power, and ultimately the voice of the people will not be included at that place, and there are high chances of conflicts. Now, the development priorities, strategies, and the way of implementation are decided by the higher level of political leaders and bureaucrats, right? Democratic structure also make it possible to include the views of common people in the strategy and priorities of development to prevent discrimination and adverse effect, right? Democracy allows every citizen to have a stake and participate in deciding their future and nation's priorities. And other forms of government like authoritarian or monarchical dictatorship, they do not have involved people in decision making. They become the supreme, and they don't let people to take process in the development. Now, the question 5th is: in your view, how successful have poor struggles been in making the state responsive to the social and environmental cost of development? So, popular struggles like Narmada Bajao Andolan, Chipko movement, they have played a major role in making the state responsive to the social and environmental cost of development. Narmada Bajao Andolan and Chipko Andolan, these are the two prime examples where that has stopped the government for the time being from raising the height of Sardar Sarovar Dam or River Narmada. And the Narmada Bachao Andolan project was harmful to the environment and social life of the people. A large forest was submerged during the construction, and many people were displaced. The activities have also been trying to persuade the government to offer more meaningful rehabilitation packages to the displaced people. The Chipko Andolan movement was against deforestation that was successful in Uttarakhand. The people hugged and the trees and stopped the contractors from cutting them down. This was basically an environmental movement, but the livelihood of the local people also depended on these forests. Thus, it created awareness all over the country about the actions of the government and forced the state to become more responsive. So, these are the questions of the chapter, the development of class 11 political theory.